in the kitchen. On the iPad. Just brewed a fresh cup of coffee. I'm gonna give a Brian Charsky, the Czar Bar, has joined me. It's good to be with you, my friend. Evan Burcham. Two people who I think might enjoy participation your own. Good to see you too. I am posting a live video today. Yesterday was a big day. You may have seen a photo on my feed of me at Dojo Gelato. I'll be there monthly. Yesterday was Saturday. Saturday is wake up in the morning, maybe do a kitchen video, drink coffee, hit the vape, have some tree nuts for breakfast, teach karate for an hour, hour and a half. And then Saturday and Sunday are light days in the workshop. Miss Judy's coming down. She might want to use the kitchen, and I've stepped up the studio in the kitchen situation, so I might relocate. Do you need me to relocate? I'm doing a video. I can. Okay, she's cool. All right. So yesterday, it was Saturdays and Sundays, I tend to dabble in the workshop. And during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I tend to work big blocks in the workshop. And those blocks have become bigger since the month before I left on my last trip. And now that I'm back, I am happily pumping away at a nice grip of boards to show off in the queue this week and to ship out. But I decided to do a video today because something made me feel angry. It's the same every time. Now, over here in Cincinnati, for the past 14 years, I have been involved in advocacy for my local skate park. It's a large park. It's a $2.2 million city park project, and we have been extremely successful. The timeline is very long, and that is typical of Cincinnati. Anytime you want to do something in Cincinnati of this magnitude, it's going to take up to 20 years to get finished. And that is really historically typical in Cincinnati. And I don't mind that because Cincinnati is very good at establishing things that last. We have a lot of solid institutional survival rate. We're not a city that tries new stuff and just has it fall apart and then tries new things again. We're a Midwestern city. We want to vet something thoroughly. We want to make sure it's right. And this park started very differently to the way other parks start. The community council connected with the city council and pitched that there ought to be a skate park on Sector A. It's an Ohio Department of Transportation property sector. There have been several of them, I think 5 of them. And of the 5, I think 3 or 4 of them have already been handed over to the city, one for a mountain bike trail, one for something else, one for this, one for that. As the Ohio Department of Transportation finishes large projects, they release these small sectors of land. It's a really cool thing. It's not the land bank, it's not purchasing, it's reallocation of state land to city ownership and management. And about 7 years ago, 8, the Ohio Department of Transportation signed legally that this Sector A, once they've finished the 74, 75 interchange work, the earthwork here, the drainage work along Kirby, once they've finished all of this work, the MSD work that actually happened on and under Sector A, once that's all done, They will release Sector A, and then at that point, it is already earmarked for the new Northside Cincinnati skate park. And it is a nice big skate park. I forgot the square footage on it. I should remember. It is something like 25,000 square feet. 22,000, 20,000, 25,000. It's big. It is about the same square footage as the Florence skate park, which is a gem. And geez, years ago, we got the designs made by, at that time, ASD, Canton Russell, that group. They made our designs, and the designs were not just a pretty picture. The designs constitute an entire breakdown ready for bidding of all the rebar and concrete and every single thing that you need so that companies can bid the project. And then the Cincinnati Recreation Commission, the CRC, that's the city parks, we met with them, and they took the park on as a Cincinnati park, and that's extremely good. For example, Coleraine Skate Park, I saw Keith King is here. He skates Coleraine all the time. He lives right near the park. That's not a Cincinnati City Park. That is a Coleraine Township Park, and it functions with a lot less backing. Not as big a city, not as big a backing, and it's one of the reasons they didn't do the fundamental earthwork for Coleraine Park, and that is evident in some of the spalling, thumbnail-sized spalling that you're getting in the park because there's a river runs through it. It's a fact, and that's fine. It's fine. The Northside Cincinnati Park is owned by the CRC. The land is given through ODOT to the city, earmarked for the park. This is huge. Very few skate parks start without skateboarders. And here's the thing that's got me steamed. Every single time that I do an event or do something to back the Northside Skate Park, let me back up, all right? We just had 4.5 years of a local skate shop moving to Northside, 9 minutes away from Anonymous, destroying Anonymous skate shop after 15 years in business. Open, tactical, and why the distros opened those accounts only 9 minutes away. One core skate shop, another core skate shop with some sort of personality war going on. This is Cincinnati skateboarding to a T. But that's what happened. And over the counter at that skate shop, every day they ran down the Northside Skate Park, which already is 100% going to happen. I mean, it's completely set. And they, hey Sean, I'm doing a live video about the skate park. So Sean Gibson is here, and he was there yesterday at the event. So yesterday, after giving a year space to the final closing of that skate shop and their constant work to run down, it's never going to happen. It's too expensive. It'll never happen. Give to our Under the Bridge temporary park project, which is awesome, and I'd love to skate it. I've been put on notice that I'm not allowed there because of exactly this kind of behavior. I do know what would happen if I showed up because I've already been assaulted there, and had to go to Johnny Law about being assaulted there. This sucks. Skateboarding ought to be a fellowship, a brotherhood, a family, and we ought above all to be able to talk about things, not cut each other off and all that. But there's Tommy's story. Fickle Boards and I have helped with Voorhees Skate Park. We're talking about the Northside Skate Park right now. So I go and I do an event yesterday, and I put up just a picture of me there. You know, I just went out to talk to people and let them know that the Northside Skate Park is 100% happening. We have the city, we have the ODOT, we have the CRC, City Council, CRC, we have the Community Council. Everybody knows that this is a great project for the kids of this city, and it is awesome. And I put up my picture yesterday, and sure enough, people from across the country and across the world are excited to see advocacy for skateboarding and for skate parks for inner city children. You know, this is a skate park that inner city children can come. What's up, Brian Pace? Good to see you. Inner city kids are going to get a chance to start skateboarding. This is not a park that's being built for us, by us, just us skateboarders, just for us. This is, yeah, the pick with all the decks. That was me last night at Dojo. Big show, good bands, was great. The Tweens played, they killed. You know, this park that is specifically meant for all the people who don't skateboard yet, and all the people who've been told by skateboarding's media that they don't measure up, they're not good enough. You guys see my commentary on Lance Mountain, how he said that he was no good at skateboarding, but he kept doing it. You know, two years later, he's doing back-to-back 540s, you know, winning contests and stuff. And Lance is right. He was a lower talent specimen than the other guys, but he was still in the absolute upper crust of skateboarding. And it was Thrasher, and it was the whole, like the California and even East Coast, you know, if you're not good, you're not us mentality that really put a burden on a lot of people that they didn't belong in skateboarding. And this skate park is dedicated to every person who thought that they weren't good enough to skateboard. Maybe all these kids who chose a scooter because then they knew they were already dead to it. They weren't even going to try to flip their board. They were just kind of, boy, I'll tell you. So I go and I do the event and I snap the pic. And when I snapped that pic, I thought, okay, here it goes. And sure enough, here it comes. Oh, you know, it presented itself in a simple comment. I don't know if the comment is still on my thread, but I sent a DM to the person who commented, and the comment was, hang on, I gotta check the door. Someone's there. Yeah, someone banged on the door. Maybe it's a package. I'll check it in a second. Scooters are taking over, and largely it's because of a generation of skateboard media telling a kid that they're not ever going to be good enough by mainstreaming a ridiculous form of skateboarding. Look, man, I have love and respect for the dedication that it takes to learn how to be really good on a skateboard, but that's not normal. Most people aren't really good on a skateboard. They are. Hey Gideon, I'm on a video, so you guys are going to be public if you step over here. Yeah. Hey Addie. There you go. What's up, Katie? It's like living in Grand Central Station here. What are they doing here? They just walked into my living room. 3 neighborhood kids. I don't even get it. They must be waiting for the upstairs guys or something. I don't know. Let me check with them. Hey, what are you guys doing here?
Grabbing the controllers that Gideon left here.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah. So anyway, what's up, Rocco? So, sure enough, the first local comment that shows up on the thing, as far as I knew, is, I wish we could redesign that park. There it is. That's it. I wish we could redesign that park. You know what? Where were you for 4 years, man? Where were you for the 4 years when we were begging skateboarders to be involved? Tell you what I saw. I saw a lot of people who were more interested in their weed and beer, parties and all that stuff than they were in coming to government meetings and representing the needs of skateboarders. And that design is bomber. The number one complaint of Cincinnati skateboards about the design on any park is it's too easy. We need to shut it down so that we can keep out the kooks. That is a ridiculous, ineffective, counterproductive design emphasis, period. Design on skate parks, listen man, if it's too easy, then do a frontside flip on it. And if it's too easy, do a 3 flip to fakie every time. 10 in a row, and then we can talk about this park is too easy for you, all right? Until you're frontside flipping everything that I'm ollieing, until you're 360 flipping to fakie everything I'm doing a steel toe or a keep on trucking on, then just shut your mouths and just get behind the project for the sake of generations of kids who need the goodness and the therapeutic benefits of skateboarding in their lives. Shut your mouth. If you don't have something good to say, then shut it. To see the first local comment on my picture be something so negative and so bitchy and so petty, it just, every single time I get involved publicly with supporting this skate park, which is an awesome skate park. It's a third the size of Louisville. It's just barely the size of Florence, Kentucky. It's not like we're oh my gosh. No, it doesn't happen like that in Terre Haute. The guys in Terre Haute pull together and get behind it, and they don't sit around bitching about what they haven't helped to build. You know? Over here we have skate shops that literally run down the skate park while they raise money for Under the Bridge. They do Under the Bridge whatever way they want to, and if you drop any sort of criticism, I told that person in a personal message, I said, you go tell Under the Bridge you'd like to redesign Under the Bridge. Because I've told Under the Bridge they made a huge error that I warned them about early on. By not building on the slab and putting quarter pipes out from under the bridge, they catch even the lightest rain, send it all the way down the tilted slab, and make it so on a slightly rainy day when under the bridge would be dry and you would have good terrain for a game of skate, maybe a couple of drips here and there, now you've just got a river. Even on a lightly rainy day, like it's about to rain for about a half an hour here and then it's going to be dry. Under the bridge will be soaked. And because it's under a bridge, it doesn't get sun and it doesn't get as much wind. And so then you got a soaked under the bridge spot. And Olu was there in the very beginning telling you build on the slab, cut the thresholds, establish borderline perimeter quarter pipes for return, 4 directions. And I'm banned because I said this. They literally put out a post. You can read it on the Under the 471 Bridge DIY, Newport DIY. You can read that anyone who criticizes Under the Bridge is 86. And they're not joking around, dude. I already had someone try and beat me up with like 10 guys behind him one time under the bridge. And it's a matter of court record. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. And that's the way they run the scene. And then when they started the skate shop here, they ran down this park in preference of a DIY under a bridge, which is in a different state, which the children of this neighborhood and big children of this neighborhood can't even get to. You'd have to use a tank transfer. It's like $7, $10 before you even get down there. And this is the kind of thing that's been going on here for 20 years. It is absolutely the pinnacle, like the quintessential example of bad faith practice in business and in public policy. And it's all politics. All of it is politics, and we should do politics. Hey, Rocco. So, hey buddy. So, I had to get this out because I have found out that if I don't allow my anger to produce from me words that can help change this, then I get all eaten up inside and I get really depressed because I'm very, very, very angry about this. This has been going on for so long, and simple advocacy for something as absolutely beautiful as a great design for a park for people who need it has to be fraught with this kind of crab in a bucket pulling each other down the closer we get to the top garbage. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all, because every time someone does this kind of behavior, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to make a very clear communication about why that is wrong. And I'm not going to stop pointing out the historic mistakes of the Cincinnati local and Indianapolis local skateboarding leadership in retail and industry. These people have made enormous mistakes in trajectory and disposition, and it should not be overlooked by us. It's good for everyone to feel a little bit of accountability. So the next round of leadership in Cincinnati or Indianapolis or wherever you live, you can think, boy, I better act in a way that later on, after I've put down a decade or two, that I don't have a bunch of regrets and things that people really can say that I did to reduce the number of skateboarders, to reduce the kinds of skateboarding. My. I just had a guy come in my shop, come into my world for a second. I just had a guy come in my shop. This is Brian Pace. I think you might be on here, Brian. This guy is one of the raddest dudes. He started in California. He's a California boy. He understands surf. He understands. This guy's done everything. He's broken so many bones. He's just a radical dude. And he came to me after going to a Midwest core shop. Not my local shop, but just outside local. And he had it. He brought his stuff in. You know what he brought me? He brought an electric skateboard. It was a drop down longboard, and he. No, John, the flooding is not filling up. The flooding is just it's a flat slab under a bridge. It's graded, and the water hits the quarter pipes, and then it just goes down. The whole thing It catches on the grind box and it puddles there about an inch deep, but it just coats the whole park in water. It's not the same as like Burnside, where they built a bowl out from under it and no drain. You know, it's not quite the same as that. Every one of them is different. If you build on the slab, yes, you might have to demo a couple of projects at some phase or another, but it's worth it. You know, do good work. If you're in leadership, do good work. DIY has been going on long enough. We're beyond this. We're not Pontus Alv at Stepside anymore, which was awesome and is so positive and beautiful. It's just wonderful. There's nothing about that. You know, my backyard, these people say I don't do DIY. I have a 12-yard pour in my backyard right now. I'll take you back there. All right, look at what me, I'm so sick of it. Like, this is nuts. A thin layer of ice when I was there, says Tommy Story. This kind of stuff just burns my biscuits, you guys. Let's go out in the back here. And I'm going to tell you about my friend, Brian Pace, who came in. My new friend. I'm excited to know him. He comes in to my shop, and he brings with him we're just getting like a half an hour of a light drizzle of rain back here. I'm going to pick you guys up this way. We're getting like a half hour of a light drizzle here. So my stuff will be dry an hour later, and the Under the Bridge DIY, which, you know, I'm blacklisted for saying this, and you'll be blacklisted too if you say anything like this, because free speech is not a value in skateboarding anymore. I'll tell you that. If you exercise free speech in skateboarding, they'll have you blacklisted and you'll be done. Here's my garbage backyard, right? And there's the one side, and I'll pan you over. In the middle, we've got a neat little thing, and on the other side, we've got the other side of it. It's a 12-yard pour. It's just over 13 feet wide, and in the middle, we've got, oh man, I hate technology. How are you supposed to carry your coffee and talk when you got an iPad in your hand? All right, I'm gonna put this thing like this. I'm just gonna try and hold you guys, see if I can do it correctly. And in the middle, I've got my rollers. So we did the rollers like this, and then there's this transition wall right here. That's gonna go up 2 blocks higher, and on the other side, it's gonna come down in a quarter pipe that way, and then this is gonna spread out this way, 13 more feet. That's gonna be 13 feet wider on that side, and you'll have a 26-foot wide half pipe with a center spine on it. Rollers, I mean, geez. Yeah, I'm the guy that they say doesn't know anything about DIY. Golly, and thanks to all the guys who helped me. There were at least 5 people who were involved in helping me back here. And, you know, like this kind of thing, I mean, that's just playing around. And, geez, it had to be 2007 or 8 or 9 when I gave him the advice that you shouldn't build off the slab. Plus, it's gonna sink if you build off the slab. Dude, it's driving me nuts. So, for saying such, I am completely blacklisted, not allowed to skate under the bridge, period. And anybody that wants to talk about it, here come all these kids. Here they are, there's their legs.
There's our legs.
There's their legs. These are the people, they just walk in your house, you're good. It's all in the neighborhood. If someone was robbing the house, they would have caught them. There we are. Yep, that's good security. So, I'm close with my neighbors here. You guys can tell that. And why is Rocco at the top of the stairs? What are you doing up there? Are you peeing in the hallway? You want to come down? Come on, pee outside. Come on, come here. Let me put you out here. Come here. Come on. You can pee. Look at him. This is my dog. Look at him. You see him in the doorway? He's not coming out. Look, he's gone. He's gone. Are you coming out? Come here. Come. Come here. Rocco, come. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. Oh, what a treat. What a treat. He came when called. Usually he stands there for like 15 minutes deciding whether or not he's going to. He's like a cat. No, cats never come. All right, go potty. He's going to go potty. Look at him. He's going to go lick some of the garbage. There's garbage everywhere back here. It blows in from the street and I drop it myself. So, this video is about talking about what, if you talk about in Cincinnati, you're blacklisted completely. And I'm in a sense of personal struggle and consequence. Yeah, Under the Bridge is not only poorly designed, it's misdesigned. But what I love about Under the Bridge is the bowl, which was designed by Hunger Skate Parks. Hunger Skate Parks did a bowl for them that is really second to none in terms of usability, outstanding. And Hunger also did some buttressing quarter piping, which is amazing. The other thing that's really good about Under the Bridge is their crew there. There are quite a few guys under there who've gotten quite good with concrete and have really succeeded at creating some really nice obstacles. But in terms of where the obstacles are placed and things like that, real amateur job, which is still whatever, you know. Okay, guys, so I've been promised that if I say things like this, I'll have my ass kicked. And I said it, because I believe in free speech for skateboarders, and we ought to all be able to discuss anything we want. I mean, there are plenty of people discussing me and my work, and I welcome it. I think I'm not above criticism. That's the truth. Now, even unfair criticism, just put it out there. Just put it out there. But man, you can see it. Like, the skateboarders won't come to meetings for years and years. They won't back a project. They'll run it down. And then the first comment from a local skateboarder is going to be, "Oh, I wish we could redesign that." I'll tell you what, man. That breaks my heart, because it shows a short-sightedness. First of all, you suck at designing things, Cincinnati skateboarders. You suck at it. The vast majority of skateboarders really don't know what they're talking about when it comes to designing a skate park. You know who's good at designing a skate park? Jim Gray. He's good at it. He likes the skate park to welcome the new skater and to invite the higher level skateboard practitioner to more advanced technique. That's why mellow transitions versus tight transitions. That's why consistent transitions throughout a bowl versus variable transitions, where it's a 5-foot tranny in the shallow, 3 foot on one wall, 7 foot on the hip, 10-foot tranny on the other side. This is, just make it consistent. And yes, it's a little bit vanilla. You're right. So do what I did. Be like me. Build yourself something gnarly in your own backyard. Oh, you don't have a backyard because you spend all your money on weed and blow and beer, and you think you're super cool that you can just rip down what other people do, but you're not going to even get a job and buy land and build something of your own, but you're still going to shit on what everyone else is doing? Nice job, skateboarder. Nice job. You did a great job there. Boy, you sure kept us safe from all those kooks who are going to come out there and learn how to skate. Yeah, last thing we want is a whole bunch of chubby kids and girls and gays and all sorts of people choking up the waves. We don't want them in the lineup, do we? Wrong. Yes, we do. We want everyone in the lineup. Everyone of every skill level, everyone of every interest level, everybody of any level belongs on a skateboard and at our local skate park, period. If there's a little girl in a pink helmet and she's got a pink skateboard and she can barely ride, you're going to make a hole for her. You're going to make sure she's safe, because that little girl could be the next Brighton Zoiner, or she could be the next Carrie Willis, or she could be the next, you name them, Gabrielle Radicek, you name it. These people are my heroes, and I'm here to grow that scene. Any scene that's not down with me growing that scene, it's sad. Sad. I mean, literally, Trump tweet, capital S, capital A, capital D, exclamation point. These fingers, sad. Sad. That's sad. And any skate scene where a retailer dictates free speech in a community, oh my gosh, guys, isn't it time for you to question authority? Where's the punk rock spirit of skateboarding? Man, it is time for it to come back. It's never died here in Cincinnati. I've kept the home fire burning. I'm committed to keeping it going. I had to do this video because my heart on a Saturday afternoon, I'm telling you, I blazed with anger. And I'm not angry. I blazed with anger, not angry specifically only at one comment or commenter, but of the whole system and structure of social pressure and anti-free speech, anti-intellect that has been governing the conversations behind design and park structure and all these things. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh Bridge Boy, oh Men's Warehouse, oh boy, men's and boys only, Cincinnati, boy, oh boy. There are a lot of people who know what I'm talking about, but it's time for this misogynist BS garbage scene to get a wake-up call and get back to fun. My buddy Brian comes in, brings an electric skateboard in, and man, we hooked that thing up. We got it all straightened out, got him ripping. He picked up a ditch dagger, took it, check out the video on my feed. He took this ditch dagger and hooked it up with like an extra battery pack so it goes longer without dying. And he is crushing. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, why was the skate shop he went to before he went to me, why did they not have any enthusiasm? Well, why were they down in the mouth that he had an electric skateboard, a drop-down longboard with reverse kingpin trucks and giant cruising wheels? Why were they not stoked? Yesterday, I had a guy pull me aside at the event and say, what's the deal with skateboarders versus longboarders? I ride longboards and I just get so much hate. There's so much hate toward longboarders from skateboarders. And all I could say was, yeah, exactly. And then show him my two boards. My street and park board is technically a longboard. It's 36 inches long. And Brad Edwards, I miss him. And my cruiser board is a full-on longboard with a huge wheelbase, got like a 17 3/4 wheelbase, giant 70 millimeter OJ Pure Juice wheels on it. And it's awesome. It's a ditch dagger. And blah, 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 blah. On and on. My mind is blown by this. Come into my world and see where I'm like, wow, there's kids and girls and chubby people who don't think they're athletic and ungifted people who know they're never going to be pro and they want to ride skateboards. And then you've got a scene where the skate shop is running down the park that's for these people and they're building a park that's only for these people. And then City Beat's running an article that talks about how great they are for it and how wonderful they are. And, oh, it's written by the homies. And, and on and on and on. And I couldn't not do this video. I love you guys. I'm going to be back at you later. Hey, don't tell my mom I made this video. I'm not so proud of my emotions in this one. Thanks, guys. But if my mom does see this video, I want her to know that, hi, Mom, I love you.